Stephanie Stitches here. Welcome to my channel where together we sew. If you're brand new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell for notifications. That way you'll know every time I go live or post a video like this one. And thank you so much for coming on by and checking me out. And if you're not brand new here, thank you so much for coming back. I love seeing you guys and your comments down below. It's so encouraging. So this is my UFO update for the week. And last week, if you guys remember, I finished that mosaic star quilt and I'm just loving it. It's on the long arm now, getting quilted, and I can't wait to see it done. But a lot of you did ask me for the pattern, and the pattern is done and in my shop, so I'll put a link down to that below. That just comes in PDF form, but at least you can make one up if you want to. I loved making that. That was so much fun, and I love the way it turned out. So okay, so I told you last week that I would tell you this week the next UFO I'm going to be working on, but in between last week and this week I decided to pull out my Plaidish quilt, which is the quilt that's on the wall behind me, and finish this up. So we started this quilt in my quilt guild, my local quilt guild here by where I live. There was a teacher that came in and showed us how to do this. Now it is a free pattern that you can get off the internet, so I will put a link for that down below if you all are interested. It is a scrap buster quilt, and for those of you who know me know that I am not a scrap quilter. So this one was more of a challenge for me than working on a regular pieced quilt. I don't typically keep scraps, and so just finding the fabric for it was interesting. It's meant to use up your stash, not to like get other fabrics to use for it. But I did have some solids, some smaller pieces of solid sitting around, so that's what I decided to do. I took some solids of all different colors, and now for this quilt, for the Plaidish quilt, you need to have low, medium, and high volume or dark volume fabrics. So the best way to figure out what you have is take a black and white picture, and the ones that look as the darkest are your high value. Of course, the in between is the medium, and then the ones that look like white in the picture are your lights. So that's the way to achieve the plaid look, as the way you put them together and then lay them out in the rows gives you that plaid look. So if you're interested in making this, like I said before, I will put the link for this quilt down below, because I know there's a lot of scrap quilters out there, not me. And I did go out of my comfort zone, though. You all would be proud of me, and I made this, but I can tell you that I won't be making another scrap quilt. It was fun. I'm glad I did it. I do like the way it turned out, but it was definitely a struggle for my brain. My brain likes things that matchy-match, that go together, that have symmetry, that, you know, and this was not it. And so I really struggled to put this together, and they asked us to bring in our quilt tops to show when we were done, and a bunch of people brought them to my last guild meeting, and I was like, okay, I need to get this done. So that's why I worked on this week, between after finishing mosaic stars and before showing you guys what I'm going to do for my next UFO. I decided to finish this, and I'm glad I did. And now I can say it's done and move on. So for my next UFO, I'm going to be working on the Springbrook Blossoms quilt that Corey Yoder had on her blog last year, Coriander Quilts, for free. It seems that she's doing like one free sew along a year. She's got one this year featuring her beautiful day fabric. Last year it was to feature her Springbrook fabric. I did not choose to use Springbrook fabric though. For this quilt I used Folktale by Lella Boutique, because I was already making a Springbrook quilt when she announced the sew along. So I had this fat quarter bundle of Folktale sitting around and decided that I could pull that out and use it, and I'm really glad I did, because I'm loving the way it's turning out. These are the blocks I have so far. I've got 6 out of the 12 blocks done. They all look the same except the centers are different. Over here, the centers are different, and the petals are all the same, and the stems and everything are the same. You just change the color of the petals, you change the color of the centers, and the centers, you have 2 of each block for the centers. So there's like 2 churn dashes, 2 shoe fly blocks, there's another one of those. That's probably one of my favorites because of the blue. There's a friendship star. I like that one too. That one stands out really nicely. And there's another friendship star. So I know there's an Ohio star coming up and a few other fun blocks for the centers of these. And so I've got 6 more blocks to make. So next week I'll put these guys up on the wall so you guys can see them a little bit better. And hopefully I'll have some more of them done, even if it's only 2. These take a little bit of time because there's a lot of pieces. I'll show you again. You've got to do all the petals and then all the centers and then attach the bottoms. Now at the very beginning, when I started working on this last year, I cut all the bottoms out, but I didn't cut all the tops out because she released them once a month, so we didn't know every month what the center was going to be. I suppose I could have cut the petals out. I didn't. So yeah, I've got a little bit of catching up to do, but that's okay. That's what this UFO challenge is for, right? So that's what I'm going to be working on next, Springbrook Blossoms. Now I will link to her blog down below. I don't know if you can still get this. I think she may take the patterns off when she starts a new sew along, and she has started her sew along this year for her with her Beautiful Day fabric line, and it's gorgeous. It uses a panel that's in that fabric line and those fabrics, and I had intended to do that too, but I've had so much going on I just haven't had time to start it. So I actually need to go over to her blog as well and go back and download all those before they disappear. Now if these are still up there, that's amazing. I don't know if they are or not though. I know a lot of the designers, once they start a new sew along, they take the old ones down. But that's what I'm going to be working on. So hopefully I'll have some more to show you guys next week. So I finished that. I've got this going on. And then this Saturday on Saturdays with Steph, if you guys watch me live at 5, which I do that almost every Saturday, Yvette is going to come back on my channel. If you guys know my friend Yvette. And we're going to be working on our Dottie quilt that we started about a month ago maybe. She was gone on vacation and my daughter had a recital, and so we kind of decided to wait until she got back to start working on it again. But we're going to keep working on this one every Saturday so that way it doesn't turn into another UFO. So this is one of the blocks. It's a free pattern from Motive Fabrics, and I can link it down below for you if you want to start sewing along with us. We were to finish 4 blocks by this Saturday. We had finished 3 or 4 on my live last time. We were going to finish cutting out all the pieces that we needed so that when we come together on Saturday we can just start sewing more blocks. So hopefully we'll get a bunch more done this Saturday. But if you would like to join in the fun and sew along, this is you need a jelly roll. Well, I used a colored jelly roll and a background jelly roll. So yeah, or you can cut strips too, 2.5-inch strips. So yeah, this is a fun sew along and it's free. So feel free to join in Saturday at 5. Well, that's all I have for this week, and I can't wait to show you more progress on these next week because I'm looking forward to getting this quilt done. I think the quilt behind me I'm going to give to my husband because it reads more masculine to me, and I've really never made him a quilt. This one is going to definitely be for me, and I can't wait to finish it. So thanks guys so much. I love that you come back and check on me every week with this UFO because it really pushes me to finish things, and so I can show you that I've done something. So I really like this, and I know a lot of you out there have told me because I'm doing this that you're working on UFOs, so I'm glad to hear that it's helping you too. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you Saturday and then next week for another update. Talk to you later. Bye.